Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another fragrance review. Marvelous. That is right, my friends. I am back once again with another fragrance review. And if you are following my channel in real time, you will notice there has been a change of scenery. That is because today is March the 1st. And there are only 2 days in the year when you will know what I will be wearing for certain. On September the 1st, the first day of autumn, I wear tobacco oud. And on March the 1st, the first day of spring, I wear Green Irish Tweed. And today is March the 1st. Hence, I am wearing Green Irish Tweed. Now, since this is a fragrance review, I will follow my tried and trusty technique of telling you what the notes are, telling you what notes I get, and then just discussing the fragrance until I can discuss it no more. In some sort of semi-coherent, vague kind of way. Today, my scent of the day, since it is March 1st, is Green Irish Tweed. And this is the fragrance I will be reviewing. This is a Fragcom darling and has been for a long time and continues to be. Checking on YouTube, which is where I do my business. It makes it sound like I shit on YouTube, but I don't. This has been reviewed ad infinitum by everyone from the influencer crowd to the people who don't actually make videos but decided they wanted to talk about this one, you know? Everybody has been initiated with this fragrance. Everyone kind of has smelled it, at least in passing. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. But also, they may have smelled it by proxy. But I will get on to that. So, I have gone to the Creed website, and for this, I will read you the blurb. It's probably bollocks, much like everything else Creed says, but anyway. Inspired by Olivia Creed's family couture legacy, at least I'm not saying he made it, Green Irish Tweed Eau de Parfum is a true fougere fragrance that is both aromatic and fresh, evoking the lush green countryside of the Emerald Isle, freshly cut grass and fresh sea breeze. This classic men's fragrance is a clean and natural smelling scent, characterised by its dry, grassy hair-like dry down. Refreshing head notes of lemon and verbena are perfectly cooled with a breath of invigorating peppermint. Layers of fresh green geranium are pitched against fresh and aromatic lavender. Do you think it's fresh? While rich notes of cedarwood, sandalwood, oak moss and ambroxan mingle together to leave a unique, long-lasting arboreal scent for him, a refreshing twist on a classic gentleman's fragrance. To be fair, they haven't told any untruths there, or left out any of the truth. So, fair enough. This scent is good enough to justify such a blurb. Most blurbs are bollocks. That one is actually quite accurate. This does smell like Ireland. That kind of quintessential Irishness. But enough of that. I'll come back to that in a second. So the notes, according to this blurb, are lemon and verbena and peppermint at the top, green geranium and lavender in the mid, cedarwood, sandalwood, oak moss and ambroxan in the base. For me, what I get is the verbena, geranium, sandalwood, oak moss and ambroxan. Okay? So I get most of those. I don't get much lemon, although it could just be like the gist of lemon, you know, like hinting at lemon, rather than actually being said lemon, you know. which I'm fine with because I'm not huge on the old lemon. So what do I think of this fragrance? Frankly, I love it. A lot of hyped fragrances are hyped because they have been... people have been induced to hype them, you know? Free bottles, straight up payment with money, holidays, gifts, all that kind of thing. Not this fragrance. This fragrance came out in 1985 and was made by Pierre Bourdon. If you've read the book The Ghost Perfumer, you will know what I'm talking about. If you haven't read it, I suggest you read it. It is a wild insight into the world of the murky world of perfume making, and the shocking story of the way Olivia Creed trapped Pierre Bourdon. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. This is my scent of the day, and it perfectly encapsulates spring in Britain and Ireland, especially Ireland, because, you know, it's green. It's very green. See why they call it green. It's definitely got that greenness. It starts off when you first put it on with, exactly as they say, freshly cut grass and a fresh sea breeze. You get that green, clean, fresh cut, chlorophyll on the wind kind of smell. This oceanic ozone, as it says, fresh sea breeze, clean and natural smelling, strong projection. It says there's peppermint here, but it's not like a toothpaste mint. It's not that kind of mint. It's more like the lift, the freshness, you know, the coolness. There's a very cooling aspect to this, which makes it perfect for summer as well. I don't know if you've ever brushed your teeth and then instantly had a drink of water. It's almost too cold, you know? Your teeth are like really cold because of the effect of the mint, you know? That's kind of how this is. It's a very cooling, cold sort of effect. Especially in spring when this is perfect for. It smells like spring, you know? The peppermint obviously is backed up with the geranium. Geranium and mint are two cheeks of the same arse. They smell very, not like an arse, they smell very green and fresh and minty and slightly floral, because mint is a plant, you know? Got that kind of on the wind freshness, cool air, almost cold, but not. As the fragrance progresses, I do get a little bit of lavender, but not a great deal, to be honest with you. It's not. Maybe it's because I've got a lot of fragrances that contain lavender and they focus on the lavender. This fragrance has lavender, but it's used to support and push the other notes and give foundation, you know? It's one, I mean, you know this is a fresh fragrance when lavender is one of the denser, more solid parts of the fragrance. And it kind of threads throughout the fragrance like a scaffold. I use this analogy often. It gives structure, like bones, to your flesh. The flesh of this perfume is verbena, ambroxan, sandalwood, geranium, whereas the bones are the sandalwood, you know, the lavender. There's a very salty aspect to this perfume. It's from the ambroxan, what they used to call ambergris, but I imagine it's extremely expensive and almost impossible to do to utilise ambergris on the scale that Creed sells their perfumes at. But this, whether it be ambergris or ambroxan, is a terrific use of said material. Salty, sea, fresh, not like Silence the Sea, a Strangelove perfume, which is just vile, but also has that kind of marine ozonic, like that's like rotten marine. This is fresh marine. This is bracing wind. This is like almost to the point of uncomfortably cold on your face. Imagine wrapping up, going for a walk on the hills next to the Atlantic Ocean, the beaches of Ireland on the west coast, and just being battered by the wind on the face with ozone and salt, and there having been no resistance to the wind because it's the sea. There's no like mountains or hills to slow it down, and it's just coming at you full force, hitting you in the face. That's what this is bracing. It's extremely cool. That's the top and the mid, which is most of this fragrance. And it does last a while. The performance is really good. It pushes, and it leaves an incredible trail. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Its top and its mid are what it's known for, but the base has that vintage, memorable Creed DNA, for lack of a better word. The sandalwood, ambergris / ambroxan dry down of the old Creeds. Bois de Portugal, Himalaya, Green Irish Tweed, Millicim Imperial. They've all got this ambergris, ambroxan, sandalwood, maybe oak moss as well. This salty, woody, incredibly satisfying ending to their perfumes that begins to become apparent in the mid. But in this, the salty kind of vibe comes through and the top stays all the way through the perfume. There is... there is a feeling about this perfume that it is for the more mature man, and you could wear this, it smells like intelligence, it smells like experience, it smells like hardiness, it smells like someone who is certain of themselves. It smells like someone who's seen some stuff, a lot of stuff, and got through it. If you want, you can wear this whenever you want and it won't smell bad. It's impossible to smell bad, but I imagine somebody rambling on the hills in a barber jacket with a walking stick, you know, not a walking stick, but a stick that you go rambling with, you know, the tall sticks. I forget what you call them now, which isn't ideal. It's a brilliant perfume, and it showcases the very best of Creed. I love this. This is probably their best scent. It's not my favourite. My favourite's Bois de Portugal, which is much more lavender forward. But this is probably their best, in my opinion. It is Creed, and it was Creed up until Aventus came out and just took over the world. But to me, this will always be Creed and what they should be and what they stand for. High quality materials, high quality blending by Pierre Bourdon. Insightful. Beautiful. I did say earlier in the review, you may have smelled this by proxy. That's because the DNA for this perfume was eventually picked up by Davidoff and used in a perfume called Cool Water. You may or may not have heard of it, which was also a massive success in selling it, but they didn't use the ingredients. That was what Olivia Creed was good at. Using the highest quality materials, identifying a good idea that somebody else had had, improving on the design and the creativity somebody else had had, using better materials such as the sandalwood and the ambrox, whatever ambrox and chemical or ambergris chemical he used. Wow, infinitely better than Davidoff's Cool Water. But if you smell the two, you can tell the same person made it, and that person was Pierre Bourdon. But not to worry. As I said, this is the finest from the house, in my opinion. It epitomises Creed. It isn't my favourite, but I do think it's the best. Objectively, far superior to fucking Aventus. But there we are. This has been my review for Green Irish Tweed, my friends. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.